It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the two new heroes that were added to the mobile version of the game, Hero Wars Mobile. We're going to talk about some fun team ideas not to use. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, the Hero Wars Mobile version of the game, that is the game on iOS and Android phones and tablets, recently got a new undead tank and mage damage dealer added to the game. They're a lot of fun, and with any new addition, people want to know the best teams to build with those new heroes. Now, everybody's been trying to figure out the best team to use, whether it's using Corvus and Morgan with Kira, Phobos, and Faceless, the other three undead tagged heroes that were added. If it was some variant of just using Phobos with a mage team, or Faceless with a mage team, or Kira with a physical attacking team, or if it's a hybrid where you split them up, you don't use Corvus and Morgan in the same team. A lot of people saying that Morgan isn't necessarily as strong as people say she is. That's not what this video is about. What this video is about is a potential bug within the game's code. It may be a bug, it may be intended, we're not entirely sure, but the crux of the issue, the bug, rotates around Corvus's not his violet ability, his blue ability, Altar of Souls. Now this is the totem that pops up in the back that does damage to the attacking team when they do damage to your heroes, including Corvus. It's nice, retribution damage or totem damage or reflect damage or thorns or whatever you want to call it. But you can see here that whenever a hero when the altar damages enemies, whenever they deal damage to allied heroes, and you can see that the altar damage is 1,191. This is just my level 1 Corvus, or my level 48 Corvus, I guess. So that's an interesting, strong ability. The interesting thing comes in whenever you have heroes that damage themselves and you try to put them on a team with Corvus. So what a lot of people are trying to do is they're trying to make up for Corvus's shortfalls, that is his low armor and his low magic defense, by sticking another tank in front of him. And one of the thoughts was using Cleaver. And the tank's not necessarily being in front of Corvus, but just being up front helps defend a little bit more, maybe with the added armor bonus or whatever. But the issue is that Cleaver, using his putrefaction skill, his the green ability that will, whenever he vomits the green stuff, he deals damage to himself and his enemies for 5 seconds. Now those actually trigger the totem, and it will cause damage to Cleaver. It'll cause damage to your own Cleaver with your altar when your altar is up. So you can see how this could be not so beneficial to your Cleaver's health total. And just for fun, a lot of people have been talking about this, but 3P Venom, he's a Portuguese YouTuber. He did a video about this yesterday. I thought I would kind of put it here, running in the background while I'm talking about it, just kind of show exactly what I'm talking about. And you can see in the bottom left hand corner the number differences and where they're coming from. But so this isn't just with Cleaver. It actually affects heroes that do any hero that does damage to themselves. So we're talking about Dorian's ability to sacrifice a little bit of his own health in order to heal the enemy, and also Ju's ability that he sacrifices a little bit of his health to damage the enemy with pure damage. And you can see with this screenshot from Dark Mormon from my Discord, the top picture shows Ju taking damage from the altar whenever he does the 2% deduction of his own health to do pure damage to the enemy. And in the bottom screen, you can see Dorian in the back there taking the damage whenever he uses his self-sacrifice single target heal. So so people have been messaging me nonstop since these two heroes came out. Who should I put in with Corvus and Morgan, or should I keep them together or whatever? But I think definitively we can see that heroes that do damage to themselves is a bad idea. But you know, there is a caveat to that. We'll talk about that in just a second. One of the fans of the channel and a friend of mine, Sedlum, he actually reached out to an advisor to see if it was a bug. And you can see here, Roman, he says, I see that if Cleaver and Corvus are on the same team, Corvus's altar damages Cleaver when Cleaver activates Putrefaction. Is this a bug or was this intentional? And Roman, the advisor, says, this seems weird. I'll investigate and get back to you when I have more. So back to the totem. Back to the totem, just to kind of reread the stats again, because, you know, that's really what matters is the wording and, you know, the tag and everything. It says the altar damages enemies, not allies, not heroes. The altar damages enemies whenever they deal damage to allied heroes. So to me, this is a bug. It might not be. It might end up being, you know, how it's supposed to be. And if it, you know, if it is a bug, it might be weeks or months before it's fixed. But to me, this reads that it's a bug, that it's only supposed to be damaging enemy heroes. So all of this is well and good. Don't use Cleaver with your, you know, with your Corvus. Don't use Jew and Dorian unless you know the Jew and Dorian self-sacrifice isn't that much. It isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. Dorian's single target heal is clutch at times. It does a massive amount of heals for, you know, basically, you know, at absolute max, the totem deals 15,000 damage. So 15,000 damage to your Dorian in order to, you know, clutch heal a single target on your team might not matter, but it might just sway you to use, I don't know, Thea or Martha or somebody else in your Corvus and Morgan team instead of your Dorian, despite what many people think that Dorian should be an undead tag as well. But an interesting interaction that a lot of people are trying to play with is using Peppy's boldness shield. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, the heroes Cleaver and Peppy are a nice little combo together. Cleaver does his Putrefaction ability where he damages himself that will cause damage to the enemy team. That is pure damage also, by the way. So worth stating there. So the cool thing about Peppy, the combo, is that Peppy's green ability always targets the forwardmost ally. So boldness always will land on Cleaver if Cleaver is your main tank. And Cleaver is out front, I should say. And boldness says, casts a shield sphere on an ally for 4 seconds. Whenever a shielded ally receives damage, the sphere damages nearest rivals. So this will deal magic damage to the enemy's front line every time Peppy takes damage. And Peppy's Putrefaction will deal self-damage to himself, causing, you know, a lot of small damages to be done to the enemy's front line. What a lot of people are trying to figure out how to do, and it's kind of interesting, is using the tower's retribution damage dealt to Cleaver from, you know, self-damaging as additional chances to proc the boldness ability on the enemy's front line. It you know, in some instances, people have gotten it to work to great success, doing massive damage to the enemy's front line really quickly, like in a 4-second window. Other times, your Cleaver just falls over dead. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to, you know, it's not a manual ability, even if you are in manual mode. Boldness and Putrefaction are both the green abilities, so it's kind of tough to manage. But yeah, a lot of people have been just asking me about, you know, what heroes to level up with their with their Corvus and Morgan, their shiny new heroes, and I thought these were good examples of what not to do. Later today, I'm going to talk about the team that I'm going to be using to start with, not necessarily the team that I'm probably going to end up with. Look for that video later today. Of course, I will be live streaming today at noon Central. That is on Facebook and on YouTube. So check those out. Join us if you want to hang out. We have a lot of fun together. Be streaming for a couple hours. But until then, I love you all and good luck in Dominion.